Man, lost my train of thought. Every time I'm doing the show, people always want to call, man. But anyway, like I was saying, they already wanting people to be on high alert. Like you have what they call the Memorial Day weekend coming up, and people gonna get together, and all types of crazy shit usually happens in these major metropolis, man. So, it's best to watch your surroundings. Watch where you go. Don't be all out in nightclubs and concert venues and baseball games, football games, which those things are okay from time, but right now we in a time now that it's probably not the wisest thing to indulge in. Okay, so anyway, I have an article here, and it says FBI Director Chris Wray warned Congress Tuesday that Hamas terror attacks on Israel can motivate threats similar to those posed by ISIS in past years, according to law enforcement assessments. But he cautioned that there's no indication Hamas itself intends to or has the capacity to conduct attack in U.S. But you already have Chinese nationals, you have Iranian nationals, you have Ukrainian nationals over here, you have African nationals, and also you got Venezuelans, and you have prisoners from Venezuelans, people that they've let back in the country, people that they've allowed to walk in the country, and people that they're paying. Okay, so regardless, Babylon has already been invaded. But it says we assesses the actions of Hamas and its allies will serve an inspiration, the likes of which we haven't seen since ISIS, which I think that stands for Israeli Intelligence Service. It says launched its so-called caliphate several years ago, and we already know that basically the U.S. they funded these particular proxies to be rebels against their kind, and that's what the U.S. do. They fund particular proxies, and they set them up, and they fund them with weapons, and then before you know it, they go in undocumented, and then they stir up strife. This is what this man do, man. He's good at creating the fucking division. Esau, this is what he does. He creates division everywhere he go, okay? Because Esau, he likes to throw a rock and hide his hand. That's the devil for you, okay? If you haven't figured that out, then, hey, you better get on board, okay? But it says here, it says, in just the past few weeks, multiple foreign organizations have called for attacks against the Americans in the West. It says Wray told the Senate's Homeland Security Committee during a hearing on worldwide threats. It says the reality is that the T threats has been elevated throughout 2023, but the ongoing war in the Middle East has raised the threat of an attack against Americans in the United States to a whole nother level, Wray said. And people are fed up with you, man. Okay, and not only that, the real terrorist is the so-called, it's like we always say, it's the pale-faced male, okay? Blonde hair, blue eye, beardless face male, suit and tie. That's your real terrorist, okay? It's easy to put the boogeyman label on somebody when you ain't playing, or when people don't look at you as the boogeyman. It was a show about this dude called El Cuco. And basically, he was the boogeyman, and he was able to shapeshift, and to become other people. And basically, Esau, he is basically pointed the vote of blame in other people's laps, when in fact, he's the one that's creating the issue. Okay, if you wasn't the devil, then people would want to attack your ass, man. So that's on you, bruh. So anyway, this is the book of Jeremiah, the 6th chapter. Because for one thing, you Israelites too, you're going to be targeted in this, mainly because this is really the Lord's judgment against you. So this is the book of Jeremiah 6, and I'm going to start at verses 14. It says, they have healed also the hurt of the daughter of my people, slightly saying peace and peace when there is no peace. Okay, and this is what they're trying to promise you throughout these elections. You got Kamala telling you, oh, well, we got to get, what this demon say? She was talking about, gun bans, and, what about when we go to birthday parties and people shoot shit up? Look, bitch. Squad all that, man. Everybody knows that these mass shootings and so forth like that, outside of these crazy ass niggas, is you Edomites. All right, you don't have Jake shooting up shopping malls, or Jake ain't shooting up amusement parks to create some national outcry. Okay, the only person Jake is shooting at is each other. Now, yeah, nigga may go and shoot at a playground, at a op, at a basketball court, and he don't hit his intended target, but he's not trying to. He's not doing a terror attack. Okay, he's not going in high schools and shooting shit up. That's you Edomites. That's what you do. Okay, Jake is just concerned with killing his own people. All right. But it says here, it says peace, peace when there is no peace. It says where they are ashamed when they have committed abomination. But nay, they were not all ashamed, neither could they blush. Therefore they shall fall among them that fall. And at the time I will visit them, they should be cast down, says the Lord. Okay. And Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is he's visiting the earth. Okay. He's visiting the earth through storms, tempests, war. As there's so much to report on, it's like you can't even really get your hand around it. Like it's so that the amount of shit happening in the world was so overwhelming to the point I cut on the camera when I do my shows. I don't really know what to speak about, and that's usually not a problem for me. It's like, damn, what do I go into today? Because it seems like it's the same lesson over and over again, but it's a plethora of shit, Going down to verse 20, it says, thus says Yahweh, behold, a people coming from the north country, and a great nation should be raised from the sides of the earth, okay? Russia, you got China, North Korea, you got these splinter cells. And they're already talking about they're expecting Iran to retaliate against Israel. All right. And they already said that they may have to deploy warships into the Middle East, U.S. military going down there to the Middle East. And that's the book of Joel, the 2nd chapter, 20th verse. It says, when I will remove far from you the northern army. And it says, behold, an enemy from the north. But it does says the Lord, behold, I will lay stumbling blocks before this people, and the fathers and their sons together shall fall upon them, and the neighbor and his friend shall perish. But thus says the Lord, behold, my people coming from the north country, and a great nation should be raised from the sides of the earth. And they shall lay hold on bow and spear, and they are cruel and have no mercy. This is that military force. Because I believe, this is my personal opinion, that majority of those migrants, or whatever you want to call them, are military-age men. I believe those are soldiers, and I believe those are UN soldiers. Okay, we just haven't... It just, when the time comes for them to be activated, then it's going to reveal itself. But... Damn. Slack you. It just, when the time comes, this is when it's going to really be fully revealed. But right now, they're hiding all this stuff under these particular attacks, and migrants and Venezuelans beating people up. And I think that's all bullshit. I think that's all orchestrated, which you do have some degenerates among our people. But overall, man, what about the Iranian nationals that nobody's speaking about? But they want to shit hands on the Venezuela, all the Venezuelans, this and that. Just another way to demonize Jake. But it says here, and they lay hold on bow and spear, and they are cruel and have no mercy. That voice roared like the sea, and they ride upon horses, set in array as men for war against thee, O daughter of Zion. So this is going to be a declaration of war on you Israelites mainly, and you American people, because, hey, shit, Jake is among them. They're among the Americans. They live among these Edomites, man, and these Hamites, and, these Moabites. Jake live among these communities, man. So when they come in for Jake, they're going to come in for everybody else, too, especially anybody that opposes this NWO. All right. Shit, I had another precept in the Apocrypha. Oh, well. Let's go here to the book of Ezekiel 38. And I'm going to start at verses 10. And it says here, thus says the Lord Yahweh, it shall also come to pass that at the same time things should come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought. And thou shalt say, I will go up into the land of unwalled villages, and I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell in safety, all of them dwelling without walls, having neither bars or gates. Now, this lets me know that Trump, when they built the wall, I believe they took that motherfucker down. But this allowed me to believe that that wall was never going to be fully completed, because for the simple fact, the scriptures prophesied of this place not having walls, just borders. Like you can go into Mississippi to Tennessee to Atlanta to Florida, Illinois to Indiana, Illinois to Missouri. It ain't nothing but state lines, okay? And occasionally you may have a bridge if you harbor a big body of water. But other than that, you don't have gates and checkpoints and guards telling you, okay, you have to show up. No, you could just go right into it, because America is a big city. This is why the scriptures refer to it as a city, okay? But it says here, and I will go to the land of unwalled villages, to them that are at rest, that dwell safely. Yeah, and that's these people. And out of all the shit that's happening in the world, these people still acting like they still are in that lackadaisical spirit, because they got the mindset, oh, well, that would never happen here. That can never happen in America. Well, newsflash, the shit is already taking place. You people are just too stupid to realize it. All right. But it says here, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates, to take a spoil, to take a prey, to turn thy hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited, and upon the people that are gathered out of the nations, which have gotten cattle and goods that dwell in the midst of the land. As we know that the land of Israel is going to be destroyed as well, but it's going to be brought back up. All right, but anyway, man, I'm going to end it here, giving all praises and glory and honor is due to Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai. Lord's will, you edified until the next lesson. Shalom.
Will we see attacks on U.S. soil? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Now, I'm going to get you caught up on the latest. We're going to be taking a look at the video footage, and these articles are going to be referenced, cited in the description, so you know exactly what's going on. Now, if you appreciate the updates and me citing all of these resources for you, please hit that like button, help spread this out further. Hit the subscribe button to stay up to date. Make sure you're still subscribed. People getting unsubscribed from the channel for some reason, we're not really sure why, and also additional resources linked down below for you as well. But let's get you caught up on the latest. We're hearing that war is going to be breaking out very soon, and the question is this going to be coming to the homeland of the United States? Let's take a look at the video footage and get you caught up on the latest.
One of the biggest revelations when it comes to our southern border was revealed yesterday. We already knew that over 250 people on the FBI's terror watch list were caught at our southern border over the past 3 years under President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris. But yesterday we learned for the very first time that 99 illegal immigrants on that terror watch list were released into the country, and another 34 are still in DHS custody. What possible explanation from the Department of Homeland Security could there be for releasing these people into our country?
Is there any more reason now to keep Secretary Mayorkas on? I mean, think about this: the Secret Service failure, the immigration failure, everything, and nobody even talks about him anymore because he's just irrelevant because he's just opened up our borders at the direction of the Biden-Harris administration. This is concerning. I don't care what your feelings are about immigration, migration. No one thinks that our border ought to be open. They shouldn't anyway. They shouldn't believe that drugs should be freely flowing over. But can we at least draw the line on terrorists, folks who are on a watch list who want to help to destroy our country internally, possibly through terrorist attacks or other things? Is it at least possible we can get Democrats and those who believe open borders seem to be a good thing to at least agree that that's not a good thing? I don't know. This is very concerning, and especially somebody who's dealt a lot in the border. The folks at the border, our Border Patrol agents, are overwhelmed because everybody knows they can just walk across. And this shows what an open border policy is. It makes every person in the continental United States unsafe.
Yeah. And Alejandro Mayorkas said during a House hearing last year that DHS does not release people on the terror watch list into our country. So it looks like Kamala Harris isn't the only one doing 180s, but this one is deadly serious, and he should face some serious questioning when it comes to this topic. Doug, thank you so much.
Now that again coming out in just the last 24 hours. We've received word that there have been probably at least 100 individuals over the past couple of years that have been caught and released back into the United States while we have these concerns of sleeper cells, and we are receiving word that Iran will be attacking Israel. It is imminent. They have confirmed it. There is war that is about to unfold, and some are concerned, will this spread out into a larger regional war or even into a global world war? We're hearing the United States will be defending Israel, Russia will be supporting Iran, and we will see what this unfolds into. Now, we've also got some updates on the status of the attacks that are going to be coming here, and as I mentioned, we already heard that U.S. troops in the Middle East have been attacked already as well. Let's go ahead and take a look.
Fox News alert: American troops are hurt after a rocket attack on Al Assad Air Base over in western Iraq yesterday.
Trey Yinks joins us live from Israel, port city of Haifa. He's live with us right now. Hey, Trey.
Yeah, hey guys, good morning. I do want to start with some breaking news. As Israel braces for an attack from Iran and its proxies, the largest proxy in the region, Hezbollah, in southern Lebanon, just launched a rocket and drone attack into northern Israel, just a few miles from where we're standing right now. According to reports from first responders, 2 people were injured by shrapnel, 1 critically wounded and taken to a local hospital. But it gives you a sense that while Israel is preparing for that larger conflict, they're still being attacked on a daily basis. We're also following this other update out of the region overnight. An Iran-backed militia targeting a base in western Iraq that houses American forces. Multiple U.S. service members were injured in that attack, again launched by a militia that's backed by Iran. The timing of that incident couldn't have occurred at a worse moment as tensions rise across the Middle East. President Biden was at the White House being updated on the expected Iranian attack that is planned against Israel when that took place. The commander-in-chief posting to X that he was briefed, and there are efforts to de-escalate the situation, going on to say we also discussed the steps we are taking to defend our forces and respond to any attack against our personnel in a manner and place of our choosing. The question now is how the United States will respond and what role the Americans will play in defending Israel. Iranian officials briefed foreign ministers of other countries yesterday and confirmed they do plan to strike Israel in response to the killing of Hamas political leader Ismail Haniyeh in Tehran. This comes as the war in Gaza grinds on, and we are following a new development about the United Nations. The UN announced yesterday it had fired 9 UNRWA staffers for suspected involvement in the October 7th massacre. Right now, there are simply no diplomatic solutions on the table to end the war inside Gaza, de-escalate with Hezbollah in Lebanon, and avoid a larger attack from Iran, meaning Israel is bracing for uncertain and dangerous days ahead. Guys?
Hey, Trey, why would they list? What do you think, Iran? Why would they list the possible sites they were going to hit ahead of time? What are they trying to do?
They're trying to play a game of psychological warfare with the Israeli people, and the Israelis are doing the same. They have made very clear that if the Iranians target civilian areas of Israel in cities like Haifa, where we're at today, or Tel Aviv, or Jerusalem, the Israelis will respond, striking Iran again. And remember, Iran launched an attack against Israel in April, firing more than 300 drones and missiles at this country. And while many were intercepted by